Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Listen, I was gifted this from a dear friend of mine because she's wanted me to make some videos on how to use a laminator, okay? And this is the one that she got me, the 13-inch wide professional laminator. I'll have a link for it for you down below. And she also got me these thermal laminating pouches. Now, if you're in our Patreon class, you were there the other day when Stephanie and everybody was talking about using these laminating pouches for various things. So I can't wait to see what I'm going to learn how to do soon. So I'm going to ask my friend Tammy, who really knows about these things, to kind of walk me through what do I do with this thing. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, I've already opened up one of these laminating pouches, and I'm trying. I opened up the container. Now I'm trying to see how in the world you get inside, if you're supposed to get inside. So this is brand new to me. So you guys that have done this are probably like hollering, Patty. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's it opens just like this. Okay. All right, I see that. Okay, that's one of the laminating sheets. And in that box that I was given, I think I got 110. So now I'm going to open up the laminating machine, and let's see what this looks like. So it's the unboxing. Okay. Well, I guess I got it upside down. It's an instruction booklet. Okay. The owner's manual and the registration card, and I do have it upside down, I believe. So I kind of would have liked to have had one of these when I was a teacher back in the day. Let's see, take this off. I have no idea if it opens. I don't know anything about it. There we go. Core's ready. Does it open? No, I guess you just slide stuff into it. There's an on-off button and a hot cold, and it must say when it's ready here. So I'll just put it over here off to the side. Okay, as you can see, I've made a pouch for my granddaughter, Layla Ann, and I put her middle name in here just because I knew I was going to put this little attachment snap here. So she's a twin, and her brother's name is Levi Aaron. So I'm going to put his name on one, and I'll show you how to make the pouch. But see, it opens like this, and inside of here, of course, are all the letters, because they're 4 years old and they're just learning the letters of the alphabet. These are the lowercase ones, and I'll probably make the uppercase ones as well. So let's get started. There we go. There's Layla's. So the first thing I did with this was I knew I wanted it to be 6.5 inches wide by 12 inches because I'm going to fold it in half. So I just got out my handy dandy little cutter, and the part that I want is this side over here with these brighter colors. So I'm going to do like this because I want this to be 6.5 inches wide. Like that. Okay. So this piece is extra. Set that off to the side. And then what I'm going to do is just like on Layla's, what I used was the color cardstock that I had used for the letters for the fold down part. So for Levi's, that's the blue. And I have a piece here maybe I could use, and I'm sure I could. So I've already done his up here, and I knew that I wanted, because of my snaps I'm putting on here, I knew that I wanted this strip, if you look up here, to be 1.5 inches wide by 6.5 inches, so it will fit right across here. So again, of course, instead of it saying Layla Ann, This one's going to say Levi. Whoops, not in all caps. Levi Aaron. There we go. Levi Aaron. Okay, now I need to move that over because it's a longer name there. So I'm just kind of eyeballing this to make sure it's about the same, and that looks pretty similar. I could move this one out a little bit more if I wanted to, but whoops, didn't mean to move that. Probably will take both of these names though and make sure that they're aligned to the bottom with each other. Okay, that looks good enough to me. Then the center thing that I have right here is a hole that I'm going to cut. So maybe I want to make Levi's name over a little bit further, a little closer. Like that. Okay, so it's more centered, I guess. Looks good. So again, I'm just going to click this and still make sure that they're still aligned to the bottom. And then this right here, all I did was get a circle over here and make a wee little teeny tiny one. Made it smaller than that. And I changed the cut line to that to make it red. Right now it's black. You'll notice the outline. I want to make it red so that it has a red outline, and you'll see that in just a sec. Let me get rid of this. So if I go to send, I'm going to send not by simple, I'm going to send by line color. And so what I'm able to do then is, if I have this clicked, it's going to cut out the words Levi and Aaron, and I don't want it to do that. I'm going to do a print then cut. And you can tell that because I already have the print then cut information on here. So let's go back to design. And this is ready to go, except for that I need to go ahead and print it. So I'm going to print this on that blue cardstock, same as what I used here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've printed it out on the blue, so I'm going to say send. And again, I'm going to go by line color right here. I don't want to cut out the name Levi and Aaron, so I'm going to uncheck that. But I am going to cut these red parts out, right? And I've already got this set to, I want it to be not laminated cardstock. I want it to be cardstock textured. Now the laminated cardstock that you saw there, I made that myself. I decided what works best for cutting laminated stuff with my machine, with my blade the way it is, and so I made a preset for it. But I'm going to do cardstock heavy and go ahead and change this up a little bit. And I'll put this in here and say send. Okay, and while that's working, I'm going to go ahead and fold this piece in half. Okay, so the bottom is going to be where the fold is. I can, score this with my fingernail, or not score it, but do this, or get a bone folder out if I'd prefer and just kind of give it a nice good fold. Okay, that's going to be ready, and in the meantime then, I'm going to get out one of these thermal laminating pouches, and you'll notice there's a messy writing right here. This is writing for myself in case I forget what I need my settings at. I always write it on the packaging, but like I said, I made a preset for this one. So now I'm going to go ahead and open this, and as I learned from Stephanie yesterday, if you saw yesterday's tutorial, there's two sides to this. One side has like a little bit of a clear edge to it, and then that's the side where the fold is of this pouch. The other side does not have a clear edge, and that's where you're able to open the pouch like this. So now for this pouch, what I'm going to do, you get the card that I just did. All right, so here's Levi Aaron. That's what's going to be on top. And then this is the card, or the little pouch, right? So I'm going to stick the pouch inside here all the way up to the edge, nicely up. And then this, I need to be careful because if I put it like this, when it folds down, you're not going to see the name. So what I want to do is to make this, okay, like this, and then turn it up. Okay, because this is what I want to see when it folds down like that on top of this little pouch that I'm making. So I'm going to put this here. Leave about 1/8 of an inch between these two. Remember, I have the fold down at the bottom because I want it there. And I'm just going to push this in. Make sure these are lined up nicely. That looks pretty good to me. And then just close this folder up. Okay, like this. And so like what I like to try to do is I like to be frugal and save this stuff for other items I might be making. So I take my X-Acto knife. I'm not able to start at the very edge. That doesn't work very well. But I can start about here and just, feels like it's loose, start going down all the way to the bottom, just cutting, and I have a self-healing mat under here. When I'm done with that, I'll start up here at the top and go this way. Okay, then I have all this that I can save to do something else with. The next thing I'm going to do is, since there's two pieces here, and this one could have a tendency to buckle up a little bit. Let me make sure I have that the right way. Yeah. I use two pieces of plain copy paper that I put here on the, I do it actually at the fold edge. I always put that edge in first. So I do that here. And then I'm going to put this one on top here. Just because I like to do this, because Stephanie and Tammy told me if you don't do this on these ones that have two edges, sometimes it might get stuck around the roller of your laminating machine and totally kind of destroy it. So let me peek under here one more time, make sure everything looks good. And it does. So I'm going to stick this in here now. And just when it hits, it's going to start. And while that's going through, then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Is there will be a place right here that I'll have to open up, and I'll show you that more clearly in a sec. So once this comes through, I'm not going to turn my laminator off yet because I'm still going to be using it. Okay, once that comes out, I'll take these two pieces of paper off. They're no longer needed. And see how this folds down now perfectly, just like that? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut along here. Now, Tammy gave me a tip yesterday, and she said, don't cut too closely because you might, mess up the lamination and it'll come apart. So that was a good tip. So I'm leaving about between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch around all edges. Okay, and this side I don't need to worry about, but I'll do the bottom now. I got some kind of weird thing there. Oh well. Okay, here we go. Throw these away. All right, now's when we do this. Now, this is the way I want it to fold down, so I want the opening to be here so he can place his things inside. So once again, I get out my X-Acto knife, and very, very carefully, I'm just going to try to go through one layer of this. And once I get into that one layer, which I just was, then I'm going to lay this flat, and just kind of like this is a letter opener, I'm just going to slide it all the way down along there. Okay, like that. So it just went through the one side, and I'm going to do the same thing going this way. Just going through the one side. Like that. Okay. So what I've made then actually is the little pouch like this. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just placing the whole thing back through the laminating machine again, and it will not laminate that little opening of my pouch closed at all. This is just to actually secure it one more time before I go ahead and put the snaps on. All right, let's see. So this won't get stuck back together. So now what I'm going to do is show you how to put the snaps in here. And I'll have the link for the snaps. They're all these tools that I'm using are linked in my Amazon shop. If you want to see what they are, you can just, underneath the video there's a link to my Amazon shop. Let's see, what would he like? Maybe something a little brighter. That might be good, a blue like that. And so we need 4 pieces for each one. So you need this kind of one that goes outy and an innie. And then you need 4 with the, or 2 with the pokies. Okay. So you need 4 pieces for each one. Don't know that you'll be able to see these, but there's an outy one and an innie, and then this and this. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is put this in that hole. Now, that hole's not there because it was only there when it was only there before I laminated it. So now this hole is laminated. So there's this pokey tool, nice sharp pokey tool that comes in the kit as well. So in that kit, by the way, you get all the tools as well as the pokey tool, and then all of these snaps as well. I think it's pretty cool because look at all those colors you get. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pokey this through here with the pokey tool, and then what I'm going to do is fold this down, and I just take an ink pen or a marker and pop it through that hole to make a mark in this part underneath where I'm also going to put a pokey hole like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take one of these snaps parts, this is the one that has the pointy thing, and stick it through the top because I want the snap flat part to be on top. Then I'm going to take, it doesn't matter which side you do, I guess. I'll just take the outy part and put it on here. Once that's together like that, you just take this tool and simply press like so. Perfect, just like that. And then this should match up perfectly as well. So this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is getting that little pointy thing to come up through the hole there, which it's really not that difficult. There it is there. And then I'll put this piece on here like this. Once they're together, then I'll take the tool again and just press that down. Give it a good press, and then this and this matches up perfectly, and there's Levi Aaron's set. So I would just take this, I'm going to put his lowercase letters in there from Grandma, and there's Levi's, Layla Ann and Levi Aaron, and here's another one I made yesterday. And I made some other ones over there, and Tammy's been making some other things too, where she's put some glitter and that kind of thing, or sequins on here before she goes ahead and laminates it for something else different. But even though I'm making these for my grandkids, know that you can make these for anything. You can organize your area so well. And as we had shown in yesterday's video, if you don't want to, you could have left a bigger piece right here of the laminating film, poked a hole in it with a hole puncher or your pokey tool, and then been able to hang things. You know, if you wanted to hang some stuff and be able to look through things like that. So anyway, I hope that this helps. It's a fun thing to do, to make your own little organization tools. I mean, you could put stamps in here. You could put sentiments. You know, I put my sentiments in this thing, but I could have them organized by different holidays or different occasions, something like that. What else could you put in these? There's just a slew of things you could put in these. Maybe, you know, you want to put cutouts for stuff that you have. For example, these things. If it's not sentiments, maybe it's little guys like this that you've colored. Here's a happy birthday cake topper. You could have a cake topper one. You could have one that's just for different sentiments. You know, there's so many ways you could organize yourself by making these super cute, easy peasy pouches. So I want to thank Stephanie and Tammy for helping me understand how to use this laminator. I love it. And I think my grandkids are going to enjoy learning how to spell out things with these lowercase letters. If you know somebody that homeschools, you know, this would be a perfect gift to give them the laminator. And there's links for all kind of places where you can get free stuff down below. By the way, in case you're wondering, the font that I actually use for this, my husband found it. I had a hard time finding one. It is called, let me double check. It is called, and I think I may have said this earlier, it's called Primer, Primer, and I got it from dafont.com, and it's perfect for kids' letters when they're learning the alphabet. Okay, I got to interrupt this for one quick tip. Remember before when I was using the regular copy paper to make a sandwich? When I was done with my copy paper, I threw it on my really sticky mat, and I couldn't get it off. And I thought if I used the scraper tool, it's probably going to scrape some of the sticky off. So here's my tip. Just get a water bottle, a spray bottle, or whatever you have. And I just sprayed this because it was just copy paper, right? I just sprayed it with water and let it set around for a bit. And then I was able to just go ahead and take it off just like this. Who knew, right? I sure didn't, because trust me, I've done this so many times that you can just take all this stuff off just like that. And when your mat dries, it's as sticky as it ever was. So that's my little life-saving, for me anyway, tip for today. So I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and share it. You know, if you know homeschooling moms or people that are stuck at home, you know, this is fun. Hey, and even if kids aren't learning their letters, maybe they like to play school, you know, and you can make them some manipulatives. That's what we called them back in the day, for them when they're playing school. So again, thanks for joining me. See y'all again soon. Bye-bye.